Lebanon-based Hezbollah on Saturday fired rockets at Israel days after the killing of a top leader from allied U.S. designated terrorist group Hamas. AP correspondent Karen Chalmers reports.
The barrage comes with a warning by the group that it was only the initial response to the killing of a Hamas leader, presumably by Israel, in Lebanon's capital this week. The rocket attack came a day after Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah said that his group must retaliate for the killing of Saleh Harouri in Beirut. Hezbollah's leader said, "We cannot remain silent on a breach of this level of danger, because it means that all of Lebanon will be left exposed." The cross-border escalation came as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken kicked off an urgent Middle East diplomatic tour in Turkey, as fears mount that Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza may explode into a broader conflict. I'm Karen Chamas.
U.S. military forces shot down a drone early Saturday over the Red Sea in international waters near several commercial vessels, the U.S. Defense Department said. The incident came just days after a 12-nation group led by the U.S. warned Houthi rebels in Yemen against continuing their attacks on Red Sea shipping. South Korea says North Korea has conducted a new round of artillery firing drills near the rivals' disputed sea boundary. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says the North fired more than 60 rounds near the western sea boundary on Saturday. A day earlier, North Korea fired about 200 artillery shells, prompting South Korea to conduct its own firing drills in response. The Joint Chiefs of Staff says it strongly urges North Korea to halt acts that heighten tensions. This is VOA News. 11 people were killed Saturday in Russian shelling in Ukraine's partially occupied Donetsk province, according to its regional governor. 5 children were among the dead, and 8 further people were wounded in the attack, he said. Ukraine's military claimed Saturday it successfully attacked a military airbase in the west of the Russian-occupied Crimean Peninsula. Russian officials did not comment on the alleged attack, but Russia's defense ministry said it had successfully downed 4 Ukrainian missiles over the peninsula overnight. Later on Saturday, Russia said its air defense forces had shot down 6 anti-ship missiles over the Black Sea. U.S. aviation officials on Saturday ordered the immediate grounding of Boeing 737-9 MAX jetliners after an Alaskan Airlines plane suffered a blowout that left a gaping hole in the side of the fuselage.
We are emergency. We are depressurized. We do need to return back to. We have 177 passengers.
An Alaskan Airlines jetliner blew out a window in a portion of its fuselage shortly after takeoff above Oregon late Friday, creating a gaping hole that forced the pilots to make an emergency landing. No one was seriously hurt. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris on Saturday marked the January 6, 2021 attacks on the U.S. Capitol with remarks in the state of South Carolina.
3 years ago today, January 6, 2021, when a mob violently attacked the United States Capitol. They used brutal force and fear to try and overturn the results of a free and fair election.
The state's Democratic primary will be held on February 3rd. U.S. President Joe Biden credits South Carolina with catapulting him to the White House in 2020. And the state was moved to the top spot in the party's nominating calendar ahead of Iowa and New Hampshire. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is set to win a 4th straight term and the 5th overall for her alliance in a general election on Sunday, boycotted by the main opposition party and marred by violence ahead of the vote. Counting will start soon at the end of voting. Initial results expected early Monday, but rights groups say the country of 170 million is headed for virtual one-party rule after the boycott of an opposition party and some of its smaller allies.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.